giggity, giggity, giggity. All right.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
I am the smartest man alive!
All right, everybody, let's welcome you to a very special Never Press Pause. This is episode 9. I am Bill Yarnell, a.k.a. Yarn Nasty 590. To my left, we have...
Lyle Bailey, LBX.
And to my right?
Jeremy Grant, KY Guy 78.
All right, guys, should we tell them why this one's so special for us?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, well, this one is coming to you live via the internet, thanks to Hembree Studios and Mr. Chad Hembree. We are on Ustream as we speak, so guys, feel free to hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on the chat. It was a real quick login to the chat on the side there.
Yeah, you may have to set up an account, but I'm on there right now, so if you want
Facebook
to...
chat would be easy.
Yeah, Facebook chat. I've got my Facebook up. I've got the Twitter up for the show. You can hit us up there. If you want to watch on the live stream, I've got the chat up there, and you can throw in comments and questions.
All right, sounds great. So there you go. We are actually, like I said, live, so this is a very special episode for us. And guys, let's not forget, we'd like to thank all our viewers and listeners out there and Hembree Studios for getting this going. Don't forget, any questions, comments, concerns, you can always follow us at neverpresspause.com. You can also check us out on BreaOnline.com. Follow us at Twitter at neverpresspause, or hit us up on our email account at neverpresspause@yahoo.com. So don't forget to check us out on any of those, and feel free to leave any comments, questions, concerns that you may have out there, and we will try to get right back to them as soon as possible. So with that being said, guys, we're rolling live. Let's get into what you've been playing. Grant, let's start with you. What you been playing?
I just finished the Civ 5 demo, Civilization 5 off of Steam, and I know we've talked about StarCraft quite a bit lately.
I think we're going to talk about it again.
I've got a feeling we will, but Civilization 5, if I've got to choose, and we were talking about this earlier, if I've got to choose between am I going to buy StarCraft 2 or Civilization 5, I'm buying Civ 5. It is so addictive. You get in, and Steam has done a really cool thing with the demo. It's not a time demo. It's not after an hour you're done. You get to play 50 turns and you really get into the game, and there's much more strategy. It used to be I'm just going to build up a bunch of guys, send them in. Now there's a lot more strategy. You flank guys. The other night doing the demo, I stayed up and pretty much did all 50 of my turns in about a 3-hour spell, and that game is great.
Okay, you said you get 50 turns, because we're going to talk about this for a minute. Never played Civ. I don't think I played any of them. Age of Empires is the one I tried out. You get 50 turns. You said that's about 3 hours of straight playthrough. 50 turns enough to beat a map? Is 50 turns enough to win a level? I mean, talk to me on this 50 turn thing. Explain to me Civ 5 real quick in a nutshell.
Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're starting in BC, and you are creating civilizations. Like, you're building them from the ground up. You start with just a regular warrior, and you have your own little town, and you're building up. You're having your warrior go out and gather goods and gather materials so you can build up and do things. And you're building a civilization. You get to choose, do I want to stress architecture? Do I want to stress weaponry? Do I want to stress education? And so as the game...
or culture, like
and so
scientists.
As the game goes on, your civilization grows, other people's civilization grows, and you can choose to, like, I'm going to go in and attack everybody and just try to annihilate them, or I can try to reason with these people and maybe form some alliances. It's much more strategic than just, I'm going to send some guys in here, I've got more, this unit is better. Like, you could wipe everybody off the face of the earth, but somebody may have something that you're wanting, and you say, hey, in exchange for me not killing you, you can give me iron working or something like that.
Or silk.
Yeah. So it is
For the ladies.
Hey, ladies, you
Hey,
want to try
ladies.
some of my
So
silk?
it is like for some people it may seem like it's rather boring, but it is really one of those games that once you get into it, it is extremely, extremely addictive. Like I played Civ 3 constantly. Civ 4 I didn't play as much, but Civ 5 is great. I would recommend it, and especially go on Steam, hit up the demo, and try it out. Because I'm going to say it's not for everybody. You've got to really be into strategy games. And it's very different from StarCraft. You're not, you're building units and you're doing a lot of things, but in StarCraft it's more of I'm building my military to go take out everybody else.
Which we do on a nightly basis. What up, Pimpin?
Yep.
Thanks for paying attention.
It's kind of sad.
That was pathetic.
Civ 5 is much more strategic. Like I can build up my military, but I don't have to go lay waste to everybody.
Okay, so back to these 50 turns. So, what did the turns mean? What do you?
Well,
what do you
it's
mean
not
by turns?
like I played the Civ 5 demo and played a lot of Civ 4, but basically you're not. It's kind of turn based. Like it's your turn. This is your turn. So you choose where all you places you want to go and move your men, and then you hit end turn, and then the computer takes their turns.
Okay,
But it processes it real quick, so you don't have to sit there and wait for
Right.
the computer. I mean, it doesn't like.
so what would take you 5 minutes would take the computer seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're basically deciding, how far do I want to venture out? How am I willing to go out and just rattle some cages and, get into some people's heads? Or do I want to lay back and defend and build my stuff up? It's much more, you can kind of do it however you want.
My favorite part
So-
of it is actually building settlers and sending them out and making a new city. So, like, the area that you cover in land, like, instead of having one big city, you can have multiple big cities. And you kind of start, that's a way you can win the game is map control, owning so much of the map, isn't it?
Yeah, there's and that's what I like about it is there's multiple ways to win. There are, a cultural victory or a military victory, the political victory where basically you're friends with everybody. So it's kind of in your favor to play it all these different ways because military may work better with one group, whereas trying to negotiate with them may result better with other groups. So the one thing I don't like about it is it seems like, okay, I'll set an alliance with, Abraham Lincoln's over here, and I'll set an alliance with him, and that'll last for about 15 turns.
Because he's not so honest.
Yeah,
on that
and then
guy.
he wants to come get me, and then, like, as soon as he starts getting attacked, oh, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, lay off of me. And at that point, I was like, no.
You just take him out.
Well, yeah, like, you
So
stab me
you
in the
can
back.
play as from what I saw, read, you can play as like Napoleon and Genghis Khan and all these people this time around.
Yeah.
So,
You play as them, but
or you can start their civilization where they started and go from there and see if you could do something different.
you're not on an exact map of the world. It's just like a big land mass, and you choose that leader.
Like Eurasia.
Yeah, or you could be anything, but
What was the
you
cool
choose
place
that
in Cyprus?
leader, and just by choosing that leader, that means like if you chose Napoleon, his like bonuses might be a military.
Military. Okay.
But as far as the way you play, it doesn't really.
I gotcha.
Change.
So definitely check this out. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, and the other, yeah, definitely. And the other thing, too, is as you build up these cultures after so long, like you'll get great people. And you can choose to, like, okay, you've unlocked Michelangelo. So you can build up your artistry, or you can take Michelangelo and turn him into units. So basically, you can either keep him back and kind of get a reward that's going to be kind of longer lasting, or you can turn him into like a quick reward once you unlock him. And then you can build, these great works and stuff. So it's really, really interesting.
All right. Well, Civ 5. So check it out. Like you said, where did you say you did check out the?
Steam has the demo.
Okay, so you said you can demo it like that. Now, if you run through your 50 turns and you want to demo it again, would you get another code? or
No, they won't let you do that. But Steam, you're downloading the full game. So once you get to the 50 turns, all you got to do is just buy the game,
just like
and you're
StarCraft
good to
did.
go, and it'll pick up, and your save carries over, so you can pick right up with where you left off in the demo.
I know we talk about StarCraft a lot, but did you hear that podcast the other night where over in Korea, they're doing free beta until the end of the year.
Yeah.
For South Koreans, so they're not even buying the game yet. Well, I mean, of course they are, some of them, but I mean that's crazy. That's crazy beta demo right there for an entire.
Especially when
6 months?
something's out.
Yeah.
Once it's out,
why wait? But like they said, they on that podcast it was Starcast.
Yeah.
You know, give them a shout out because they actually are really good. It's like the three of us sitting around and they got little jokes and stuff like that. So I really enjoy listening to them. Yeah, but what you've been playing? I know I'm playing StarCraft still.
Yeah.
I really hate you. We're not friends anymore. You're ruining my life, and I think it's time we talk about it. I cannot stop playing StarCraft. Okay, whether it be with you 2v2, whether it be just doing those challenges, whether it's
You're playing the campaign a lot more than I
nonstop
am.
just to beat you in gamer score. I cannot quit playing StarCraft. I absolutely love it. So I'm just rocking and rolling through that, and any free time I have, which is very limited, I am on StarCraft, and then when I'm not playing, I'm listening to it on podcasts. So I'm playing StarCraft. I still love it. They just got done with their first GSL tournament over there in Korea. Once
it's
again,
pretty
just
awesome.
amazing. I love the game, the strategies, the things we've worked on together. That when we beat people, and I mean, I just love this game. I absolutely love it. I really do appreciate you let me in on that little secret of StarCraft 2. Not that the whole world doesn't know about it now. So that's what I've been playing. We don't need to spend too much time on me talking about that. We spent a lot of time on talking about that. So I know you've got something new to share with us.
First of all, I've been, of course, playing StarCraft. I've been playing a lot more Halo Reach here lately. You just got it.
I just got it. Can't wait to throw that in.
I finally, I said, at the last podcast that I hadn't beat the story yet, the campaign, but I finally beat it this weekend, and it's the best campaign of all the Halos, and it's just an awesome, really fun campaign. Like, they've added a couple new things like flying missions where you're actually flying a spaceship and kind of like a old school flight shooter. Mm-hmm. It's real fun.
Like Star Fox?
Yeah, like almost exactly like Star Fox, actually.
God, those graphics were horrible.
But the story ends, of course, most people know Reach gets destroyed or overrun, so you kind of know the ending, but it's at the end, it's got one of the best after the credit endings. You know how a lot of games at the end of the credits will have an ending movie, but you actually play one more little part at the end. I won't tell what it is, but it's
spoiler alert.
It's pretty awesome. I've been playing a little more online. I've been playing with Milk Dud and some of those guys, and they just added Team SWAT playlist. So all we'll do probably from now on is play Team SWAT, which will be really good. Which Team SWAT's battle rifles, one shot, headshot.
Yeah, we used to love
and
some of that.
It's a lot of the same, but with those new power ups, it kind of makes it fun. But my big purchase last week was the new PlayStation Move, and it's kind of like the PlayStation's answer to the Wii. So you got your wand or something. It looks like a big flashlight or something. Like it's got a light at the end, and it goes with the PlayStation Eye camera. And it came with a sports game. It's got ping pong and stuff, and shooting bow and arrow, bocce ball, and it's really accurate. A lot more accurate than the Wii, and it measures your movements better. I let my brother play it the other night, and he really liked the bow and the ping pong. I told you ping pong's the greatest on it. But instead of the Wii, where you can just sit there and move your wrist back and forth.
Yeah,
and,
where you
and
didn't
hit.
actually have to, I could literally play the Wii from my couch. I can almost play Tiger
You
Woods
could
with
play-
motion control from my couch laying down.
Yeah, you could play.
I do remember doing some games
You
like
could play
that.
Wii tennis laying almost asleep doing this right here and win. But with the ping pong, it measures forward and back, how far away you can take a step back and hit it, and it follows every motion, every turn, like backhand, forehand, up and down. It's really it's called one-to-one movement. So when you move, it moves exactly to it.
So when I move, you move.
just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So pretty good thing. I can't wait to come over and beat you at your own tennis game, table tennis
Well,
game.
yeah.
Like I did at Rockstar, remember?
No, you''ve never beat me.
Remember
at
why
that.
I wanted
And I
Xbox
think I
360?
beat you and your brother pretty bad. Did I play your brother? Yeah.
Probably,
I beat everybody
yeah.
in your family at it.
Well, Roz is not that great of a game.
The only kind of drawback to the move right now is there's not a whole lot of big-time games for it. You can play the sports game. There's a couple other just kind of fun, not really hardcore games, but coming up, Killzone 3, you're going to be able to use that with it. And I think Resident Evil Gold is going to be able to use that. So I'm looking forward to it. I never play my Wii. It just sits there and collects dust. But like, I really look forward if my wife would play it with me. I'd play it every night.
That's I got it. Me and the lady friend. We got into playing the Wii, a little bowling, just something small to get her started into the gaming world, just to see what I'm going. A little bit what I'm doing.
Get her slightly addicted.
Just get her a little touch. And we'll start bowling on a lazy Saturday afternoon, lazy Saturday night, or whatever when we don't have anything else going on. And we'll play 3 or 4 hours to go by. We're just bowling away. And, we've had fun. She's actually enjoyed it. She kind of enjoys the bowling and stuff like that. She beat me the first couple times, which was kind of weird. And then I just decided that was it. I started throwing rocks. I'm throwing rocks tonight.
Well.
Movie quote?
Big Lebowski.
Okay, thank you. Woo, I was worried.
But the good thing about it is you can, if you don't have any of the pieces, which I don't know that many people that have the PlayStation Eye anyway, Sony sells a bundle. It comes with one controller, the sports game, and the PlayStation Eye. And pretty good. I can't wait to for you guys to come over, try it out. My little cousin Lucas, he gets to play PlayStation with me all the time.
Is he loving it?
He'll really like it. But it's for the casual gamer, not for the hardcore. Like you said, your lady friend would probably really like it. Bocce ball, you can put the backspin on the ball, have it roll back to the, I don't know what the little white ball.
Wicket or something? Or
Wiki.
I don't know what it's called either. I can't remember. We used to play bocce ball. We had a set in my house.
Kind of like lawn darts.
Oh, do you guys remember the original ones with the metal tips?
Yeah.
The ones that would go through kids' heads like that?
And they were like, we can't have
it's just part of the
these.
game.
If you're dumb enough to stand there,
Yeah.
you just hit that guy.
Well, what if you got a kid with like
there.
really bad aim? Like, what do you do then?
You just run. You run for the hills.
Got a little bit of breaking news. I want to jump in here.
Reds win?
No.
The Reds
Roy
are on
Halladay
the
tosses the second postseason no-hitter in Major League Baseball history.
So at least they're
against
part of
the
history
Reds.
because they suck that bad.
Yeah.
So all those Red fans out there.
Yeah,
that
so they
live in
lose
Kentucky and Cincinnati.
4-0. That just went final. The second no-hitter in
It's a good way to start
postseason
off the
history.
series, Reds.
Maybe they've got them right where they want them. Down one.
That's it. Overconfident.
So we do want to go ahead and just shout out to those of you guys that are listening right now and watching us. Thank you very much for being out there, and we love you, fans. Thank you so very much. All right, let's keep it going. What have we been playing? Well, we just answered that. So,
Yeah.
You know what? Let's try this. What have we been watching? Let's go ahead and start back with you. No? You don't know?
Nothing new, nothing I haven't talked about before. Still watching Boardwalk Empire. Starting to get a little better as it goes. Sons of Anarchy's getting really good.
See, somebody told me that I'm not. You know what? From now on, I'm just going to watch my shows that I watch, and if I like it, I like it. People, I'll hear from you that it's awesome. I'll hear from him that it's been sucking. I'll hear from somebody at work that it's great. And I'm like, I'm just going to watch. If I like it, I like it. If not, I'm not. So,
but right now, Sons of Anarchy's really good.
You've always loved that show.
Yeah,
though.
Jack's son is still
MIA.
MIA. They have found out where he's at, and I don't know if they're going to. It's in Ireland, so I don't know if they're going to go over to Ireland and take him back.
Well, that'd be if they took their bikes with them.
Just drove across the ocean. That would be great.
There's a tunnel that connects us to Ireland.
They can go across the Bering Strait when it freezes.
They're going to go the long way. That's stupid.
But really, the Office this season just started. It's been really,
you were saying
really
pretty funny stuff.
Toby and Michael have to do counseling together, and you know how he hates Toby. He had to do a whole day's worth of counseling with Toby because he spanked somebody in the office.
Very nice.
Really good.
Very
really
nice
good.
little spoiler alert there for you. Yeah, like I said, I've got to catch up on 2 or 3 seasons of that one. Anything else exciting?
Not really.
Not really. We're going to go ahead and...
The only thing I've really had time to watch is Date Night with Steve Carell.
I
and
did
Tina
just
Fey.
finish watching that one.
It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Not kind of what I thought it was going to be, but there's definitely some funny moments in it.
I like how Mark Wahlberg never put on a shirt.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, James Franco is really good in it. There's a lot of people that kind of showed up in supporting roles that I wasn't expecting.
Not expecting that at all.
And Steve Carell and Tina Fey play really well off one another. So it's a great movie. Check it out. Especially be a good movie to go rent, and the nights are getting a little cooler and stuff now, just to hang out and watch with the lady friend.
So a nice little date night movie date night.
I think the truth is in the title. A date night movie.
The proof is in the pudding, as they say. So, Well, I know for me, I just started watching Eastbound and Down again. Season 2's back on. And like I said to you guys, at dinner tonight, I said, it just seems like they're just trying to throw out as many vulgar cuss words as they can to see how funny they can make it. And, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. I do enjoy it, though. It is a funny show. He is funny. Little bit raunchy to start off with, but I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it so far. So Eastbound and Down, got that rolling. And that should about wrap it up for what we've been watching. We've been playing some games, and I know we've been busy with sports and stuff. So, well, guys, that will do it for what you've been watching, and that will take us to our first break. Never press pause.
Next.
Yes, fans, please hit us up.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. Like I said, I'm on the chat. Hit us up with questions. We'll be answering those through the next couple of segments.
And that'll do it for this first break and episode 9 of Never Press Pause. All right, guys, we are back with episode 9 of Never Press Pause. Once again, we just got through what you've been playing and what you've been watching, and now we are going to move on to a few comments and or questions from the fans that are up and running and watching us live. So, Bailey, go ahead with the first question. And it's a good one.
This is from my brother, and Matthew Bailey. He wants to know... what our thoughts about some older shows like The Cosby Show, Webster, and Different Strokes.
Webster was my favorite.
I know the world don't turn to the beat of just
I always
one drum.
thought Webster was more of a cheap knockoff of Different Strokes.
Exactly.
It was good.
That's
it was
how
good.
I felt.
I liked Webster's house and Mr.
I liked his
Mr.
didn't he have an
Mr.
elevator in his house?
Stephanopoulos.
He had all sorts of secret compartments and going up the clock and
I think
everything
one
else.
time he had a fire in the house and he used the secret compartment.
Do you remember when he thought that one room was haunted and it was that little girl's room when he first moved in there and he was all scared and the rocking chair was moving because the window was open and I'm all like, Webster, you're crazy. So, do you know what okay, it's not even on there. Sorry, Matthew, I'm going to go a little off of your topic. I'm not really happy with your choices. I'm just kidding.
He's not a Cosby Show fan.
I'd never watched the Cosby Show growing up. A couple episodes. Punky Brewster, guys. Throwing it out there. Punky Brewster. Nobody else, huh?
I liked it, but it was one of those shows, and you and Milk Dud are sharing a brain because he just wrote one about Punky Brewster.
That is creepy because he's like 20 years old.
But I remember watching that show when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, look at her. She's got the dog and wearing the 2 different shoes. And
and the bandana side
and
around
the old
jeans.
Man, Commandant Lassard from Police Academy. Yeah.
I remember the lesson they taught us about not hiding when you play tag, not hiding in old refrigerators because you will die.
I'll tell you what I miss is on those old sitcoms when they did the very special episode. So like they had the Different Strokes one where they went into the toy store and the train guy was like trying to get them to like he had the boy that was like taking his shirt off and then like
Dudley, was it Dudley?
What are you guys watching?
And then and they would always at the end of the episode it would be like tonight's episode dealt with some serious subject matter. If you would like to know more, please go here. Please check this out.
I know we was talking earlier about favorite Cosby episodes, and Jeremy had one that we kind of all agreed with is the who was it on the episode? The Cosby favorite episode?
Oh, mine's the Stevie Wonder one.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder. That's one of the best ones ever.
My favorite one was when he went to buy the car, though.
Yeah,
Dr. Huskell.
He liked to act like a bum when he bought a car, so they wouldn't charge him as much. But then when he was at the car dealership, everybody was like, "Hey, Dr. Huxtable, yeah, you're rich," and everything. So that was good.
You know what my favorite? I liked any episode when Rudy talked about Bud,
her boyfriend, kind of. Got another question here. It's from Lucas McGee. He wants to know about Kinect and the difference between that and the PlayStation Move.
Price? There should be about the same.
Kinect.
I think Kinect's like $150. That bundle I was talking about was $99.
Yeah, they're putting out a Kinect bundle with one of the 360s that's like $299. Mm-hmm. But I think it's the 4 gig.
I was going to say it's going to be a lighter 360 memory-wise.
My understanding is that Kinect, you don't have to have anything in your hand.
No. Which doesn't sound too cool to me.
So I keep hearing like the Giant Bomb guys and some other people talk about how like it's one of the dance games, Dance Nation or whatever. Like they were talking about how awesome it was, and I think it would be great if it worked where you could do this and it shows up. But that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, basically it's a camera and you just move and like you can navigate your dashboard by like moving your kind of Minority Report style maybe.
Do you remember when we watched the woman playing with Milo though?
Yeah.
And she held up the picture of the fish and he grabs and all of a sudden he's got a fish in front of him on his paper and he's like,
I like this drawing.
Yeah.
Apparently it can read sign language too, like you can sign.
They were saying that it's not going to do that off the bat, but they will do that in there.
Some
later.
patch updates. I call everything
My thing is,
patches
I
now.
don't like. I can see that getting old after a while. And how can you not play any kind of game? Like the PlayStation Move has buttons all over the controller. I mean, you still has triggers.
So it's like the Wii.
Yeah, I mean, it's even got more buttons. I mean, it's got every button that the PlayStation controller has.
And I think that's what Xbox 360 was going for, was like, let's get away from the controller. Let's go with you.
But I've also read you can't sit down at all when using Kinect.
But how often do you sit down when you play the Wii or the...
Well, you just said...
when I was lazy. When I was being lazy trying out games and stuff. Especially on those ones that had like 10 different games in them. And me and my brother would just be sitting there watching and playing. So.
I will say this about the Wii. Like my dad and his girlfriend have been playing Wii. Like
just eating it up, just loving it. Yeah.
What do they play on it?
Wii Sports.
Yeah, it's a casual gamer.
And that's the thing is like my dad.
Great.
I remember growing up, I'd always be like, "Dad, play video games." But no, I can't handle all the buttons. But like they will get down on some Wii.
I remember trying to get my dad to play Sega Genesis and the 3 buttons from the 2 that he had gone away from.
I had a special
from the
6
1
button
that he had gone away from with Atari. It just blew his mind. Oh, it's got 3 buttons? No.
And I think that's the thing with Kinect and Move and everything is the Wii is for people who aren't gamers. It's people who it's much more of a let's get together and throw some people together and have a good time. And so of course Xbox and Sony want to capitalize on that. So now they're bringing in their own stuff. So I think I like the idea, and I wish that Kinect would do everything it's supposed to do.
I am going to go ahead and apologize to our fans that are watching live, and I know tonight and recently we've been more face down into our laptops, but this is how we're getting your comments, questions, and concerns, guys, is because you're hitting us up. So if it looks like we're just not even listening to each other and we're down here on our laptops, it's because of the fact that we are actually trying to see your comments and what you're writing there back and forth.
Just had a couple really funny questions from Travis Turner, one of which...
Travis.
What do you think of those who do press pause? Maybe a bathroom. Give some solutions for those gamers that game 24 hours a day and have to go to the restroom. How do they do that without pressing pause?
Well, here's my thing. Get a life, Travis.
No.
He also wants to know about cubed and crushed ice. You know.
I'm going cubed on that. What do we think about people who press pause? I mean, we generally frown upon that.
We never do it.
But, sometimes you have to. I understand that. Sometimes something happens. That's okay. If it's a rare occurrence. But, I mean, that is our name, Never Press Pause. I mean, so try not to do it as a habit.
You know what? Have we ever given the shout out to the 3 amigos from last year that helped get our Never Press Pause logo to where it's at today? Why don't you go ahead and shout out their names real quick, please?
Jessica Price, Emma Pointer, and Miranda Collier last year were with me, but spent most of their time with you. And when we first had this idea, they were all about helping us out, and the logo that Chad kind of refined for us. They were the ones that kind of originally came up with that. We kind of had that idea, and they, God bless their little hearts, they went out and did it and made it look really good.
They busted it out, didn't they? They busted it out.
So, I have a question from Aaron Reynolds, courtesy of Shayna White. If there was a zombie apocalypse, what would we do to survive?
We've actually, that's a very good question, but we've actually discussed this in quite great lengths at times.
In detail.
Yeah, because I know what I'm doing, and you guys, I'm coming to pick you up right away. And I think his little car. I think we got a chance of squeezing through some zombie bodies.
I got 4-wheelers.
Yeah, we're gonna be okay. Your dad's lawnmower itself is a weapon.
Yeah.
So, but no, zombie apocalypse happens. We swing by the studio, of course, so Chad can put it all on video.
Stream it live.
Stream it live with zombies. And then I know I'm heading to Walmart. And I'm bringing you guys with me. And we get up on the roof and we just have fun. I mean, I'm talking maybe a year or two we can hold out zombies at Walmart.
Yeah.
Unless they learn how to climb. I don't think zombies can climb things.
Yeah, they can.
Well, we can shoot them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would have to have somebody posted at every entrance of Walmart.
No.
And turn off the sliding doors, maybe.
Zombies don't have souls, so the doors don't open. Just like in that Simpsons episode where they sell his soul and he can't open the sliding door. So, but that is
we have actually talked about this.
Yeah, I'm going to Walmart and I'm bringing you guys with me.
We have played enough video games. We played enough Left 4 Dead and Fallout that we think we could make it just based on the strategies we use in the video games.
Headshots.
Now that could be crazy, but I think we could hold out. If there is a zombie apocalypse, you want to find the three of us.
Yeah, you're gonna look for never press pause because
Yeah.
well, we're gonna be saving the lives of. I mean, I change lives daily, but we'd be saving lives daily at that point with the zombie apocalypse. Very great question, Shane Away and Aaron Reynolds. Thank you very much. Do you got any more questions?
I got another question. This is from Kyle Coppers, and I actually work with Kyle. He wants to know right now what's kind of a really good YouTube video that people should see, and we just
watched this before we set up.
But he actually showed me one today, and it's pretty funny when you look at it. It's called, just search on YouTube, Cigar Guy, and it's the first one that comes up. And apparently at the Ryder Cup, somebody had a camera set up in front of Tiger Woods when he was taking a shot, and he hit the ball right at the camera, and it took the picture right before the ball hit. Which, that's an awesome picture, right?
Oh, yeah, because that ball looks
But the awesomest part of the picture is in the background, there's a guy that has a huge mustache
and a
turban on his head, and he sticks out like a sore thumb with a huge cigar just smiling. And it almost looks like somebody has superimposed this guy's picture, but it's real. And it's not the photo that's become popular, it's that guy, Cigar Guy, that has become popular. So, and they've done a remix with a bunch of putting his face on all these pictures through history. That's really funny. So that's one really funny one here lately that's kind of just come out.
Well, I know we just pulled up Chocolate Rain one more time just because we
hadn't
listened to it in about 3 years, and I crack up to that one. Any other videos you've been watching on YouTube?
I like the Bedroom Intruder when we watch that.
Just watch that for the first time.
There's also there's a guy, I cannot remember the name of the actual guys that do it, but it's where they like just pick apart the Star Wars movies, like episode 1, 2, and 3. It's like a little 10, 15 minute where they just make fun of it and tear it apart, and it is hilarious.
So speaking of Star Wars and hilarious, Fendrix comes in the room the other day and is telling me to get on the part where they take off Darth Vader's mask.
Yeah, and he's the old white guy.
Yeah. Well, you know how it looks like he's got a harmonica there? They overlay a harmonica playing as Darth Vader, and his son just staring at him, like shaking his head.
But it's not, and it's like that jaunty, like sitting on the front porch kind of harmonica,
like the train of.
So do they fix it to where his head's moving back and forth?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They did a great job, and I don't know. G-Baby had walked in, and I'm, of course, sitting there just laughing hysterically, and he's like, it's not that funny. I'm like, I can't stop laughing. So, what time did you say? How much time?
12.
Okay. So, that was, Star Wars Harmonica, I think, or Darth Vader Harmonica is the one I was listening to.
Now, this isn't like a funny YouTube video, but I'm going to throw this guy a line because I look at his thing. There's a guy on YouTube. The username is Your Guitar Sage. And if you're looking to play the guitar or wanting to learn guitar, he shows you the basic chords and goes through like contemporary songs, popular songs, and does it in a way that you can really pick it up. So that's something that I check out. He updates it like once a week with like a new song. That's something I check out on YouTube all the time. And I know that's kind of nerdy, but...
Well, here's the thing. I ain't learning no guitar from nobody but you, G-Baby.
I have another question.
Yeah, that was weird. Travis just hit us up. What do you think about Chocolate Rain? Of course we love it.
Chocolate, right?
I didn't even see that before I
if
thought.
you take it serious, it's not funny. You almost
It's about slavery.
yeah, it's not a funny
no.
song. And
If you look up the
you
lyrics-
almost feel sorry for the guy. But he's sitting there singing, and then he always
Breathe.
when he breathes, he goes away from the mic, so
Yeah.
you can't. So it's like chocolate rain, and he gets away.
And then
so.
the little thing pops up. I move away from the mic so that I don't breathe.
The rap song that they made for that was absolutely
the
wonderful.
video,
Yes.
they made like a music video for that.
So, I've got a question real quick. Troy Tinsley hits us up after we had talked about the Sega Genesis, mentioned it. Best Sega Genesis video game. Go ahead. We'll start with you.
Coach K college basketball.
You stole. Okay, we're starting with me. Coach K college basketball. Go ahead.
No
bud.
way, nothing compares to NHL PA 93.
Gosh, well played, both of you, gentlemen.
The best
played.
hockey game made to date. It is the best hockey.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
We've probably talked about that on here. So you said, and Troy says Primal Rage was the best.
That's pretty good.
That was okay.
That was made by Rare, right?
Yeah,
That made
yeah.
bad.
I tell you, one of my buddies in high school, he ended up getting the Sega Saturn. You remember that? You connected it to your Sega and it was a CD player?
Well, you could do it that way or
buy the whole thing, yeah. And he had this game, and you were in the sewer tunnels, and you were flying what it was supposed to be, and you had you could shoot the rats and stuff off the walls, and you had to follow the directions and turn left and right, up and down, and follow it. And I was so addicted to that game. But that was Sega Saturn. But I'd have to almost go Coach K college basketball. I mean,
I will say I never played Coach K, so it might be awesome.
It was. It was.
I
Just
think
amazing.
I had a buddy, Ben Fritz, that might have had that game, and Tony LaRussa baseball. He played Tony LaRussa baseball nonstop.
I miss RBI
There
baseball.
was Joe Montana football was pretty good.
Joe Montana was pretty good.
I was
That's
addicted.
when Madden was like. That's when Madden just took off,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Did any of y'all play Road Rage?
Yeah.
Or Road
yeah.
Rash?
Road Rash.
Or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
motorcycle fighting game? That was pretty good.
Good Dash, best game ever. What's Good Dash, Matt? I don't
Never
know.
heard of Gadash.
I think he's just making things up. Matt, we got to talk when we get home. So that was a good question. You got one more
I
question?
got
you
one
said?
more question. It says, "What are your all's feelings on digital distribution of video games?"
Wow, getting deep.
Who is this coming from?
A user on the Ustream.
All right. Basically, digital distribution means you don't go to the store and buy.
It's how I got StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
Because of you.
but you don't have a physical copy of the game. You don't have a CD or DVD or anything like that. You download it and it's yours, I guess, forever, or until they don't offer it anymore.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like the thing where, like, if you get a new hard drive for your Xbox or whatever, you can download all that stuff.
Yeah, basically it's like
We've talked-
arcade games.
Yeah, we've gotten into this a little bit, and I think that's going to be the future of gaming.
Well, the thing I don't like about it is I trade in games when I'm done, and the big game companies don't like that. You know, they don't make any money off used game sales. So the way they get around that is to get their game, you're going to have to download it, and you can't trade it back in or let somebody borrow it or anything like that. That's what I don't like about it. We share games all the time.
Yeah, I do enjoy that.
Yeah. Now, if
could you put them on a flash drive? What if you could put them on a flash drive maybe and be like, hey, I just downloaded this game for $8. You got about 4 or 5. Remember we talked about the time and you take to beat a game. You got 4 or 5 hours of playtime. It's on a flash drive. You throw it to me. I borrow your flash drive for a week.
With so many things they put in the content, I don't know if that
Yeah, well, it was like Xbox. Like, it's tied to your console. So you have to do the license agreement, and they'll let you do that once per year. Like, if you get a new hard drive or whatever, you can re-download everything, and they'll let you do that once per year.
I remember when you had to get a hold of Xbox to transfer from one Xbox to the other, and you did it the long way, didn't you?
Yeah, it's transfer card.
Yeah, he did it with the transfer cable box.
And it
was like a process. Like, they're like, here, give me your firstborn child.
Yeah, it was like,
or you're not getting this.
It was like, you have to, you'll have to tell us what's the serial number on the Xbox that you're transferring to, what's the serial number on the one you're transferring from.
Well, because a lot of kids were hacking into that at that point.
So they were using those transfer kits to hack into games, and you play Call of Duty and see the names of the different colors and stuff.
Back to downloading, like, you did this when you downloaded StarCraft from the internet. If you want a game, you can just go to the store and get it, but to download a full-size game might take a day.
Yeah, I know.
Or, 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, when I did the Civ 5 demo through Steam, it took a couple hours, took 2 or 3 hours to do.
It didn't take me an hour to download the StarCraft off the disc.
It was off the disc.
Yeah, it was off
he
the disc.
downloaded it from the internet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it took a while.
But I do think that is a thing we're going to see in the future is here's something like, oh, I want this game. I can download it right here rather than, well, I'm going to have to get it when I go to the store. And by then, you're thinking about a new game you want.
If they started doing early releases with it,
See, that's what I'm saying.
That would be a big seller.
Amazon and all these stores now are doing, same day release,
delivery,
all this, and it's becoming a huge, like, never thought before. Kids would go and get the game that day, but nobody was sitting in line for like 30 hours. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys one chance to answer this one. Troy has gone a little crazy on us, but
no,
you don't want to answer this one.
He asked me the same thing.
Sorry, Troy, we're not answering that because all three of us would survive. We'd get off with Wilson the volleyball, and we'd make it back to shore on the back of a whale. We'd probably ride whales or dolphins in. I'd be on 2 sea turtles riding the waves. Troy wanted to know if we were stranded, what would happen, and no, we'd all survive.
That wasn't the question I thought he wanted to ask.
Oh,
never mind.
That's three of us stranded. So, Troy, you're getting weirder by the hour. I think it's past your bedtime. But, guys, please keep hitting us up with the questions. If we don't happen to get them to this episode and we don't answer them on this episode, we'll try our best to get to them the next episode. We'll keep them in a log. We are absolutely loving this live streaming, being able to talk to them. And, guys, that will take us to our second break. And this is Never Press Pause, episode 9. And we'll be right back after this short break. All right, fans, welcome back to Never Press Pause, episode 9. And we just got through some viewer questions, and wow, I cannot be happier with the viewer response we're getting on Facebook.
It's pretty good.
With on Ustream right now. Chad Hembree, thank you so much for getting this to happen. And he said he's going to start working on maybe having our own streaming live through Hembree Studios. So him and Tech Talk working it out with his podcast and getting this going. And us sharing members and back and forth is going to be absolutely wonderful. And thank you guys so much. Really, I mean, we're live right now. I can just shout it out there, and maybe you can just say, hey to everybody. But thank you so much for doing everything you guys do every other week to help us set this up and make this happen in an actual event. So thank you guys so very much.
We're really enjoying having you.
Well, we enjoy being here. But okay. Well, so we wanted to thank him, and like I said, we really do. It's been an absolute wonderful time. We are having a blast doing this, and. All right, we've been talking about some video game stuff like that. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's get into some new releases, G baby. What do we got coming up?
Let me look here. So some of this stuff now, since we're here on Wednesday, the DVDs came out yesterday. So we have Karate Kid, the new one, the Jaden Smith one.
Did you get it, or
I
did you
didn't
get it?
I'm not getting it yet.
You'll get it for Christmas. If you don't buy it, you will get it for Christmas.
I'll get it for my son. Raise him on the new one.
Yeah, well,
you got to show him both, though. You got to let him make the decision which one he likes.
Are you
better.
not picturing Bailey at 2:00 in the morning, rocking in the rocking chair in front of the TV with the Blu-ray on of Karate Kid, and him just being like,
which Karate
right.
Kid though?
The new one.
Okay,
raising him on.
No, I can picture him rocking the baby back and forth with "You're the best." Hooray!
So
that's what I was thinking.
So Karate Kid's coming out on DVD.
Yeah,
and Blu-ray.
And Blu-ray. And speaking of that, this is not having to do with new releases. I just saw this when I was looking at stuff for today. Elizabeth Shue, her birthday's today. Not sure how old she is, but back in the day,
Daniel San's.
Well, yeah, Daniel San's girlfriend, Adventures in Babysitting. One of my favorites growing up.
Always looking forward to the next future Miss X Yarnell. So, Elizabeth, if you're out there listening, I'm sure you are. Just go ahead and hit me up. It's not a big deal. Facebook me, whatever. Yeah. I'm just kidding. So no, she was a boyhood dream.
Dude, I remember watching Adventures in Babysitting way too many times when I was a kid.
It was a great movie.
Remember I wanted to be Thor.
Yeah, Thor at the end though comes out of nowhere. So
yeah. What else we got? The new version of Nightmare on Elm Street. So I'm looking forward to watching that. I want to see how that goes.
Nope, you know me.
What is it? The Pink Panther 2, and we'll skip that one.
Yeah,
Splice. The preview made it look kind of okay.
Yeah, but Adrian Brody's in it.
Adrian Brody.
And he's not a good
After
guy.
Predators, I'm not sure about that.
He should go back to artsy movies like the
Blair Witch Project on Blu-ray, which, that's on Blu-ray. I don't really see how and why, but sure.
It's out there.
The first 5 Rocky movies are out on Blu-ray this week. Rockies 1 through 5.
Rocky 4 was on the other night, and we were watching it.
Yeah, all of them were on VH1 this weekend.
And then...
Matt says Splice sucked, by the way.
Okay. He would know, because that's what he does.
Yeah, since he doesn't work, he gets to watch
The Beauty and the Beast Diamond Edition comes out, the Blu-ray DVD pack. I will be getting that at some point.
Yeah, you were talking about that, and then we do our like quad of those, and I think it's whatever like decade you grow up in and what movies come out as Disney movies at in that decade are pretty much those people's favorites for the most part, don't you think?
Well, yeah, but I think the movies you grow up like the kids today. Like I know. I've got like little cousins is what I'm thinking of, and they'll be like, I love Cars, and I love some of those movies, and I wasn't a big Cars person. I love Toy Story, but
Toy Story was awesome.
I remember when I was a kid going to the old theater here in Berea and watching Robin Hood, and like
Robin
that.
Hood and Little John.
Sword in the Stone is one of my favorites.
I see. I didn't care too much for that one.
But Fox and the Hound too.
I'm a hound dog.
Have you got a quote for everyone?
Yes, I love Disney movies.
To me, though, that spell of Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and Aladdin, like those four, that like Disney movies don't get any better than that.
Yeah.
And then kind of the Pixar movies came in. But to me, like you can't find four better Disney movies than those.
I agree, except for
I like Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. was good.
But that's Pixar, though. So that's not really
it's
Disney.
still
I mean,
good.
you look at Pixar, there's not a bad Wall-E. Eva. I like those.
I got another quote.
I think Up was my least favorite.
Yeah, it was
Up was kind of like a downer.
Yeah.
Especially at the
a little
beginning.
play on words.
Hey, English major, what's happening?
So coming to the movie theaters this week, we've got kind of three movies worth mentioning. The first is a horror movie called My Soul to Take.
Drew was talking about that nonstop today.
A serial killer returns to his hometown to stalk 7 children who share the same birthday.
I thought the killer was dead.
Thought he was dead, but is he really?
He's in one of their bodies.
And it's Wes Craven, and Wes Craven knows how to do
horror.
scary movies.
It's in 3D.
I haven't seen anything on 3D.
It is in 3D.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how they were advertising it.
The other one, they have Life as We Know It, which is Katherine Heigl and Josh Duhamel. 2 single adults become caregivers to an orphan girl, and hilarity ensues.
I do want to see that. That's going to be one of those cute. If I don't see it in the theater, it's going to be a great date night movie, great popcorn, especially like you said with the weather getting a little chillier. Yeah. That's going to be I think that's going to be a really good movie.
Yeah, and then,
honey, you got poo on your face.
And then Secretariat, which I have heard some really good things about how good it is.
Didn't it just open?
Yeah, they just had the world premiere here at the WEG.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got
can you go ahead and for
World
West
Equestrian
Coast,
Games.
There you go, West Coast listeners. That we have out
the
there in
life
California.
story of the woman who owns Secretariat, and it's done by the guy who did The Rookie and Miracle. So he knows how to do these sports movies, and he knows how to kind of build drama. I don't think it'll be as good as Seabiscuit, but I definitely want to see Secretariat. It'll be one I'll probably wait for video on, but. Those are the big three. And then as far as games coming out this week, really, it's the NBA time. So you get NBA 2K11 or NBA Elite 11.
They canceled Elite.
Did they? I thought they delayed it.
Well, they delayed it until like May or June, sometime around there when the season's over. I read that they're saying delayed, but it's not going to come out this year.
Well, I have a feeling that with 2K11 and how it's usually the better game anyway, and now that they have the Jordan stuff in there, they were like, nobody's gonna buy this.
Talking. Ty Robinson got it the day it came out. He went at midnight Monday night and got it, and he said the Jordan part was just the awesomest thing ever. Like if you're a fan of Jordan, he said it was just great.
Yeah, because I'm usually not a big NBA game guy, but I want to play 2K11.
Oh,
and usually like. I will buy the 2K game the year. Like, I'll buy 2K10 when 2K11 comes out. But this is one, like, I put it on number 1 on my GameFly queue, which if they ever send me the number 1 game on my queue, my problem is they'll send me, like, the 5th or 6th game. I just got split second in, so I'm going to be playing that soon. But, I'm looking really forward to playing that and seeing what it's like to be Michael Jordan. on that game and doing all those Jordan challenges. So
Like dunking over Larry Bird.
yeah. So and it's supposed to be like the different
You guys
stages.
remember Jordan and Bird in Nintendo?
Uh-huh.
I remember the
Crazy
dunk
game.
contest, and it
Oh,
was impossible.
so hard to
I
dunk the
never
ball.
did be able to do it.
I think you had like one friend out of like 50 that could actually dunk one of the balls on the windmill.
Yeah.
We got anything else coming out?
No,
man?
I think that'll kind of do it for us.
All right. Okay. Well, new releases. Thank you very much. Got that going. And we talked about a few of those. I am going to go ahead and let's mention something that came out last week. And why I want to mention that is because for some reason, none of us went to see it because you guys all suck. No, you don't. But I do know Marilyn Williams went to see it, and it was Social Network. And she absolutely loved it. I mean, raved about the acting quality, just the content in the movie. She absolutely loved the movie. So I know I cannot wait to see it. I really want to know what this Facebook thing is all about. And maybe even sign up and give it a try. Is it a free trial kind of thing on
I
Facebook?
think you're allowed
or
to. It's like
like
the
certain
first
like amount of
month's free.
hours? If I get a disc, I can have 100 hours of
I think
Facebook
it's-
free?
Yeah, I think we're on something like that where you get so many messages.
Oh, so like IMs?
Yeah, I think it's like an instant messaging program.
Will there be chat rooms that I can get into?
I don't know.
They're all about the chat rooms.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I know. I really want to. I've said this since day one.
This
I watched Today Show or something like that, and they had the director on it, and he was talking about, or they were asking him, has he met? Who's Zuckerberg? Have they met him, or has the director met him, and how much input did he have on the movie? And the guy was like, none. He said he wouldn't even talk to us. He said, I pretty much got all my information from people that know him and
Or people that went to college with him.
went to
and-
college. And he was like, the guy's a genius, and he's just on another level. But he just does things his way, and he doesn't want to talk to us or talk to me.
Yeah, Entertainment Weekly had a really interesting article this weekend about that movie where Aaron Sorkin, the guy who did West Wing and a lot of really great shows and screenplays, was look down there. Was really adamant about the fact that we're going to try to get these guys to work with us. And Mark Zuckerberg was like, you know what, they're going to make a movie about me. They're going to make it, I'm not going to have a lot of input, but a lot of these other guys were very involved. They said, how much access did you have to them? We were able to talk to them and ask them some things, but the book that it's based on, and I just blanked on the name of it.
Marilyn just wrote that. It's based on a book.
Yeah. It's something like The Youngest Billionaires or something like that. And the twins and the guy that he supposedly created Facebook with, all three of them have said the movie is what happened. Like it is close enough that you're seeing the story of what happened.
Huh. So he ran out in the snow with no shoes on across campus.
Well, I think
So Justin Timberlake did convince him.
Yeah, it was Justin. It was Sean Parker. I mean, and I didn't know this until I was reading the article, but Sean Parker, the Napster, was the guy that got Sean Fanning going with Napster. And so now he's in on this Facebook stuff. So there's no telling how much money that guy's worth.
So got that going. And like I said, I can't wait to see it. Of course, Matt types back, I'm going to see it tomorrow. Don't worry about work there, fella.
This is the first weekend in a while that I don't have anything going on, so this may be...
Okay, well, there it is. Movie day on Saturday for Social Network. I'm in there to win there. That didn't even make any sense. All right, guys, real quick, you were talking about Freddy Krueger. We're talking about another horror movie. Entertainment Weekly website, it's kicking off October with Who's the Scariest Big Screen Psycho Killer? And that was the title, literally. Kicking off October with Who is the Scariest Big Screen Psycho Killer? Okay, so you could get on there and vote, and I did, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and get your guys' opinions and let you know where everybody was standing real quick. And they only had 3 of them at the time, or I didn't go through all 32, but they have 32 coming up. And it was pretty neat to see, but they had Freddy Krueger versus Pinhead. G-Baby?
That's tough.
I'd say I didn't have a problem with this one. I've seen Hellraisers, and I didn't have.
I would have to say Pinhead.
You think he's scarier?
I think the Freddy Krueger movies are scarier, but as a villain, I'm going Pinhead.
See, I went Freddy Krueger because he could bother you in your sleep.
Yeah, but Pinhead would drag you to hell.
It's true.
Was the Gremlins on there? On
All
the
right,
list?
see, like I said, I've only got the 6, the 3 matchups.
I'm on here now.
What do you think, Freddy Krueger or Pinhead?
I really haven't seen much. I've seen parts of those movies.
Movies came out in the 80s.
Oh yes, he wasn't allowed to watch anything in the 80s.
Yeah,
Except for the Cosby Show. Him and Matthew sitting at home watching Karate Kid and Cosby Show reruns.
and Alf.
Hey, oh my gosh, Alf, what a great show. We're going to do a special episode one day of just 80s. Just keep it 80s, and we're going to do that. Okay, so I took Freddy Krueger. You've seen
I'll
a
go
couple.
with Pinhead looks scarier.
Okay, fair enough. Freddy Krueger was born in a fire. He didn't look ugly or anything. So Freddy Krueger was leading this one pretty much outright, 74% to like 23%. Next up, we have Hannibal Lecter versus Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Who do you got?
Hannibal.
Yes.
Hannibal.
Hannibal.
I have seen all those.
Have you seen American Psycho?
Parts of it?
I,
It was weird.
Yeah.
The book is really trippy. Elias, that's his last name.
Wasn't he like loved like moisturizer or something? Like put stuff on his face.
in his business cards and everything. Yeah, I went with Hannibal Lecter. And believe it or not, out of the 3 I'm going to read out of this, that was the closest one. Hannibal Lecter versus Patrick Bateman.
Really?
And this was the closest vote.
I figure Hannibal.
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, but I also think you've probably got a lot more people. American Psycho is a newer movie,
I think you're right too.
and I think the fact it's Christian Bale.
Right, and he's handsome. He's handsome.
If I'm going to get killed by somebody,
You want it to be Christian? I don't know. I mean, fava beans and a nice Chianti. Are you kidding me? Yeah, eat my liver up, son. And last but not least, we have, and this was a great matchup: Buffalo Bill from Hannibal, from Silence of the Lambs, versus John Doe from Seven. Wow,
I'm going John Doe.
it blew my mind just reading this one.
Well,
John Doe.
the one scene, and I think the scene Buffalo Bill.
The one that's repeated in Clerks too.
Puts
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lotion in.
I will.
Oh,
that ruined that one.
It's just etched into your brain
Yeah, like, I
forever and
can't-
ever.
there,
I can't really take him seriously as a crazy killer.
And he was on Monk.
and someone that is that concerned about lotion,
It puts the lotion in the basket.
or he gets the hose in it.
yeah, I definitely John Doe.
So you and John Doe, and I actually, because he was just a creeper.
Yeah.
In this movie, Buffalo Bill was.
Um,
I picked Buffalo Bill.
But John Doe, like, he killed all those people.
I know, but he did it smart.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it was almost behind the scenes, like that you saw it afterwards, and you didn't even realize who was doing it until at the end. Buffalo Bill, believe it or not, like leading like 65 to 70% over John Doe.
I found,
like, just
I
killing
found,
such a
I found the
weirdo.
fourth one.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even think this is a contest. Who is scarier, Ghostface from Scream or Benjamin the Fisherman Willis from I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I think I looked at that and laughed, actually. Of course, Scream's going to get that one.
Ghostface is the man. But
Yeah.
I will say, I went on like 4 first dates to I Know What You Did Last Summer when I was in college.
Very nice.
And don't know why that movie was on forever, but
That
For
movie
4 first
did.
dates, that's a lot.
That just shows I'm not into
That shows you're a pimp.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that movie 50 First Dates.
Yeah, except he
It's
could
based
remember,
on-
Don't need to
he
go
could remember
46
the
times more.
other 3 bad dates before he got to the 4th
But
one.
I remember that movie and thinking like, well, that wasn't bad.
Well,
and then
what
now
happened was-
you watch it and no.
What happened with Scream is I was at work at Dairy Queen in high school, and my girlfriend calls and's like, "Let's go to the movies tonight." Okay,
And he's like,
well,
no, I'm making a blizzard.
and I was like, right side up, upside thick, and so I said, okay, whatever. And I said, well, what's out? She said, blah 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 blah. Never heard of Scream, never knew what was coming. I was like, okay, we'll go watch Scream. Of course, we get there a little late, have to sit in the very front, and it's one of the best. It redefined horror genre movies.
I
made
wrote
it good again. I thought.
I wrote a paper in college about Scream for a communications class, talking about how it changed kind of what we saw horror movies as.
It really, yes,
and
thank
wrote
you, because
this-
I felt the same way.
Yeah,
when I
wrote
watched
this
it.
research paper, and I
That's the
still
same way I paper
remember
about
my professor telling me like, you could present this paper like that's how good the opinion is, and you really back it up well, because up until Scream came out, it was always, oh, Jason's going to walk here and kill this guy, and at the end they're going to blow him up, but then he's going to come back for another one. And Scream just really threw that to the wind and acknowledge, like, yeah, this is what normally would happen, but that's not what we're going to do.
And then it added a twist on top of the twist. It was just a really
and the fact that they had, like,
movie.
Randy was sitting there the whole time, like, giving you the rules, and this is what normally would happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes they went with what should happen, and sometimes they went totally against it.
See, I always liked the scary movies when they were making fun of them. But, all right, with that being said, and we are about to wrap up episode 9 and our live podcast. Thank you guys so much, the listeners. We talked about books. I've heard you mention books and some titles a couple times. Go ahead and tell us what you're reading, because I read chapter 1 of this book, and I cannot wait for you to finish it up.
The Hunger Games. And it's a book that I've heard kids talking about for a while now, and I finally got it. eBay had it as a deal of the day for like $5. I got it. Started reading it Monday or Sunday, and have just every time I have a free moment, I've been reading it. It is one of the best books I've read lately.
Yeah, I read chapter 1 in a crowded gym full of people, and it sucked me right in. I cannot wait to read this book.
Yeah,
like I said, I can't wait for you to get done.
And it's a young adult novel, but it is written in such a way that you are riveted the whole time. Like, it's just constantly building, and you think you know what's going to happen, and then something totally completely out of left field happens.
Kind of like Scream.
But for those of you who don't know, basically it's set in like the future, and there's been a rebellion, and this capital district takes 2 kids between the ages of 12 and 17, and they take them off, and they have to compete in basically a game of life or death, and there's a winner. And that may not sound interesting, but the way the book is written is so riveting and captivating that tonight I'm going to go home and finish it. I've probably got like 70 pages left.
So I can borrow it?
Yep.
All right, guys, that will just about wrap up episode 9. Thank you, fans, so very much for hitting us up on Facebook. We had an absolute blast tonight.
Had fun.
That's episode 9 of Never Press Pause. And remember, fans, never press pause.